Hi everyone, welcome to Divine Sacred Tarot. It's really funny because the other day, some of you might be experiencing technological hiccups. You may be feeling, this stagnation, this slowness around the energies right now, around, just technology, maybe. Some people may be talking about this around the Mercury retrograde. I know that there are certain planetary shifts, but I'm also aware that it also helps us understand where we're at, where the collective is at. And because we're tethered to our counterpart, sometimes what they're going through is not what we're going through, but we still feel the residual because of the tethering connection, the telepathy. Now, it's really interesting because this morning I was just exhausted to the point where I just wanted to, I couldn't wake, like open my eyes, and I knew I needed more sleep, and I felt so exhausted, and I felt like this heavy energy um around my head, around the right part of my head. So, like that divine masculine energy. And the reason I wanted to approach this reading from a karmic energy point of view, I'm getting a lot of decisions being made, but things right now need to be on pause. It's almost as if the divine masculine is going through a major karmic cycle. And I'm going to do a Celtic cross regarding this. And remember, I say divine masculine because that's probably the majority of the audience, but you may be a divine masculine who is resonating with this message, who is being called in to listen. And this could be about your divine feminine, like your divine counterpart is actually experiencing the karmic energies, and that's perfectly fine. So, we're going to do a Celtic cross around your person. Now, a lot of times I know that sometimes you're thinking, well, do I actually need to know about my person? Well, no, not really, because at the end of the day, you are understanding that your person is going to be doing their own thing, and actually, it's important to focus on yourself, to ground yourself in where you're at, and really support yourself in coming to a higher consciousness, a higher sense of awakening. As you're doing that, you tend to detach and separate yourself from that divine counterpart, but it doesn't stop you pulling back the energy, but also receiving divine input and guidance regarding what you're feeling is probably something that they're going through. So I've actually wanted to pick out a present energy. What is happening presently to your divine counterpart, and how is this affecting you at this time? Okay, yeah, this is the Five of Pentacles energy. I'm definitely feeling that they have gone through some sort of remorse, some sort of regret, some sort of um penance. They're paying penance for the way they may have mishandled this connection. And it's really interesting because the Empress wanted to come out to clarify this. They see you as such high regard. I'm seeing lots of gold, red, black. I'm seeing lots of blue, starlight energy around you. And this is the same if you are a divine masculine and you are listening into this message, that you have been seeing, well, your counterpart, your divine feminine, has been seeing you as the emperor. So flip and reverse these messages, because what's happening right now for the collective is there is a lot of remorse, there is a lot of regret, there is a lot of pain, there is a lot of karmic cycles coming back around for your divine counterpart. And you are feeling this in the residual physical energy. Now, some of you may already have been doing cord cutting exercises just to kind of cleanse your own energy and make sure you're coming into inner balance and harmony, but it doesn't fully go away because you are definitely feeling the fire, the heat, the um it is like this push pull energy around you. And the three major arcanas, which is the challenge for the divine counterpart, for the Five of Pentacles, is the judgment, the justice, and the strength. Now, This is huge. I saw the justice card come out in a TikTok reading that I was doing. And the reason I find both of these messages very, very similar because the counterpart, let's call it divine masculine just for this purpose, had wanted to be in that F-boy energy, wanted to be in that distracted energy, and wanted to explore different horizons. This exploration did serve them, but it also generated a lot of karmic baggage. This also means that you are the incredible light that you are, i.e., either the emperor or the empress, and they, your divine counterparts, see you as a higher light. They don't see themselves worthy enough. So if they see you as a light, they see themselves as darkness based on wounding, trauma, insecurity, low self-worth. You may have already felt those things, but you've overcome them dramatically in the last few weeks, months, and years. Now, because you're cutting off your energy, your divine counterpart is reaping the karmic energetics because you have already clean and cleansed yours. So you're receiving the residual mirroring of what they're going through. This judgment, justice, and strength just means that you identify with compassion what your person is going through because you've done it, you've been there, you've had those challenging moments where you needed to look at yourself in the mirror and really be honest about what you are doing and how you are facing these obstacles. And this is a universal doorway for your counterpart to look deep within for these answers, to actually identify what the universe is giving them, how these gifts are coming into play, so they can actually have honest conversations about themselves with the universe. Some of them may not be getting guidance around spirituality or number syncs and music, but when they're specific things that are coming into place, the Tower card at the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Wands in the inverse, they're having these moments to help them process through the old residual baggage, which you have developed strength to overcome and to deal with. So what is happening at the root of this? This is the Three of Wands is after having, dealt with the present energy of karmic wounding, dealt with the injustice of the past, they do want to ground in a new energy of creating a future. So they may come in with communication, with comments about, getting to know you all over again and you getting to know them all over again, because both of you have done so much healing and you've made so much progress. Chariot card at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, wow, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is clarifying the Three of Wands. They want to sow new seeds in this new version of themselves. They want to manifest a few things which they weren't able to do before. And as soon as I said that, we've got the Six of Cups here. They've always wanted this connection with you. They just didn't know how to go about it, and they've actually caused themselves pain over this connection, and they've probably indirectly caused you pain by not admitting what they actually wanted, how they wanted to process those old wounds and triggers and hurts. And they have identified that that was one of their biggest hurdles, that they needed to overcome these things in order to cultivate a connection, a healthy connection with you. So they have blocked this, but they are coming into a new understanding of how to build a conscious, stable connection with you. Page of Pentacles is this offering that is coming in. It is this kind of like feeling out, the way they communicate, the way they anticipate things coming forward. Definitely, it is an ego death for them to approach you. But this is why you've got the karmic energies coming forward. And it's so funny. So since I've gone through the present challenges and the root energy for this Celtic cross, my head has actually lightened a lot more. So I am actually seeing that they are moving through this transition of the ego death, the death and rebirth of their old selves. They're leaving themselves who they once were behind in order to cultivate a new vision of themselves coming forward. We've got the Nine of Wands in the past position. So this has been a quite a big struggle for them, but they were able to see the beauty in the lessons. And that's a really difficult stage to go through, is sometimes saying, look, I take full accountability for my actions, for my behaviors. And when they are able to do that in their past and acknowledge that, you know, if they didn't go through those lessons, if they didn't go through those challenges, would they be the person they are now? No, probably not. If you were going through all of these things in a different way, there would be a different outcome. So I think that this person, your counterpart, is actually acknowledging how important those past challenges and how those experiences have actually shaped them to be the person they are, and has actually helped them appreciate this connection a little bit more, like value the connection, the stability, the loyalty that you may have shown, even in separation, you know? And this is them overthinking this connection. I'm seeing a lot of thoughts in their head about you, even in no communication between the both of you. Even in separation, your person has thought about you a lot. That's probably why you are thinking about them too, because even though you're cord cutting and you're focusing on your own selves, this is really important to acknowledge that you've come into a higher heart energy, that they are feeling your ascension and they are having to now choose, do I go through this and meet you halfway, or do I continue to go back to the old cycles and the karmic ways? Because before, it has worked out in terms of they've learned these things, but they still can't get you out of their head. And this has actually led to a lot of grief, a lot of pain, a lot of as I said, remorse, like that Five of Pentacles that we've had. So right now we've got, you know, the Five of Pentacles on the table. We've got the Ten of Wands, we've got the Ten of Swords, we've got the Eight of Swords. This connection has really been playing on their mind, and I feel like you've left an impression on them that no other person has, and it's actually made them rethink all of their actions and behaviors because you haven't asked them to. You haven't given them the um you haven't being confrontational about their behavior. And it's not that you've accepted it, you've just walked away from it because you were like, well, I'm not standing for this because I'm worthy of more, I'm deserving of better. And because you've quietly walked away from this connection and you have become silent, when you do post things on social media, when you are more prominent, they're looking at you like the light that you are, and they're understanding the shadow has kept them back from experiencing the light that they have within themselves. So, what is their biggest strength at this time? We've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Lovers. I feel that your divine counterpart is tuning into taking action and stepping into a new behavior, because there's no denying that they are coming in. They are coming in slowly. They do want to make a decision about how this connection can move forward. Obviously, because we've got the Three of Wands and we've got the Seven of Pentacles around the root. But the Ten of Cups is at the bottom of the deck because it's saying that, you know, ever since that they met you, there had been other people during your separation, but they just kept coming back to you and they kept comparing others to you. And now they're thinking, well, those distractions, those people weren't helping them, that this had been futile in moving forward, moving on from you, forgetting about you. It doesn't work like that in a twin flame connection. It doesn't work like that in your connection. Your divine accord, your mission, your higher calling is allowing them to step into their light. Wow, Two of Cups wanted to come out. So yeah, this is this whole experience is giving them the ability to choose themselves. And in choosing themselves, they're choosing you, they're choosing the connection, they're choosing themselves at the highest frequency. And that is what you're mirroring to them. And that's what they were intimidated by before, because they didn't know that they could live up to that. Look at this. We've got the Temperance card now again. We've got the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Temperance. For me, these are all twos. Like, this is the divine alchemy that they were trying to reach. They do want to allow this tough time to pass because they know that they will overcome it, and they want to forge forward. So let's have a look at what's coming up in the near future. We've got the Seven of Swords and the Moon. So I feel if the divine counterpart cannot trust their intuition, cannot trust the connection and have faith in the connection, they are going to go back to the cycle of the Five of Pentacles. So I feel if we are looking at this at a timeline as a clock, they go back to the Five of Pentacles. They go back to seeing you as the light that is. They go back to the justice, the judgment, the strength, the Ten of Wands. They go back to the Three of Swords, they go back to the Nine of Wands. So then they can choose again with the Knight of Pentacles. This is very, very important because they could either keep continuing in this clockwise cycle of the karmic loop, but if they're able to trust beyond the illusion, beyond the Maya, they are able to see things clearly. You know how sometimes when you are waking up in the morning and your eyes are still a little bit blurry from waking up, but okay, I know exactly where the bathroom is, and you kind of stumble your way there. You're using your intuition because you know where the door is placed, where the things are placed around you. So you're not going to stub your toe or bump into the wall. Like, that's the type of trust that the divine masculines are being called to step into. As a divine counterpart, they are being asked to trust their blurry vision, even if they can't see the path forward. And before they have stubbed their toe, they had hit walls, they had been scorned, burnt, by this. So they've continued those cycles, and now they're realizing I'm doing the same thing and I'm getting the same results, but I'm not getting my person. So why is that? So where are you in this whole context? I feel that the divine counterpart really does keep a close eye on you. They may engage with your post, they may not engage, but they're trying something different. And I feel like this is almost a precipice between trying something different. Does it work, or do we try something different again? I feel like you probably keep an eye on them as well, and you are looking to communicate your happiness, your self evolution. Like, I feel like you are the light in this, and you're understanding and seeing the light within yourself, but you also are acknowledging this tether, that you're no longer being held back by the tether, but you're actually pulling the tether a little bit taunter, because you're just saying, look, I have this elastic band between us. I'm going to keep forging forward, and if you want to come with me, that's up to you. But if you want to risk staying in position and the tether, stretching and stretching and stretching, it's up to you whether it'll break, or it's up to you if you want to follow me. That is the exact message, which I absolutely love and did not understand, that was wanting to come through me via spirit. I'm so blessed that I got to channel that. So yeah, this is the stretch. This is the point of no return. You are entering into new portals. You're entering to new horizons. And your divine counterpart is feeling the pull. And they sometimes, it's almost like the devil, it's almost as if, like, you now are kind of, you are playing devil's advocate. You are stretching this connection. That you are in this high vibration and nothing's going to pull you down from that. And your divine counterpart is seeing this, and you are almost enforcing them to choose to continue to go back those old cycles, or to choose something better for themselves. And that is a very honest, humble thing to do, besides all the manipulation. I don't think you're doing it in a manipulative way. I feel like this is you just saying, this is how high you can be. Just as I said that, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, trust in this connection, trust what you both can offer this world. And you who is listening right now, you do trust this connection, you do trust this love. You have gone in the darkness and felt your way through the home, and you've had faith that you're not going to hit a wall. You've had faith that you've understood where the walls are, where the doors are, and you've gone slowly, and your divine counterpart kept hitting the walls. But you're just saying, listen, just listen to my voice, just follow my sound, and everything will be okay. And that's the type of energy I'm feeling, that, yeah, you are communicating with them in the astral plane, which means you're giving them the opportunity to find the answer on their own. Like, you are not just hand holding them through the house in the dark, you are actually giving them the ability to manifest this new beginning all on their own. So, what about the people around the both of you? We've got the Two of Pentacles. I am definitely seeing a divine counterpart. I think this is more you who is coming into having more fun, being more playful, like being more energetically charged. This is the Emperor card that just wanted to come out. This is you as a divine masculine wanting to be flexible and have fun, but also this is you as a divine feminine wanting to be flexible and have fun. So you're bringing in the material sense of adventure, play, fun, freedom into your world. And this is actually the people around you. You're going to understand. Are they bringing flexibility, fun, and joy? You're going to have to use your intuition on this. Are they bringing all of those things, or are they bringing you down? So the people that you are intentionally feeling called towards, feeling the pull, you're actually revising who you hang around with, which energy you want to be around. Certain people are going to really feel that distaste because you're like, oh, I really don't like wanting to hang around with them, and that's fine. I feel like this is happening to your person as well. So your shadow selves, especially your person, has always considered you an option. They've never really chosen you, but you've discarded that as a shadow and energy. Whoever is listening to this, you have discarded this shadow of being an option. You've chosen yourself. You've disregarded this connection in a sense that you are no longer chasing your person. And yeah, you've come out as a queen or king of wands where you have chosen yourself. You've chosen this connection with yourself, with higher source energy. You've elevated yourself through these lessons, and you are no longer putting yourself in amongst everybody else being the option. You aren't an option anymore. You are no longer being the person that they choose, because you've been choosing yourself this time. And this has given them that little bit of anxiety because they haven't been able to acknowledge, why they have been looking at you move forward. They've been looking at you making moves, and the Two of Swords, they feel like, is it better for them to stay away? But they know that they do want this new beginning, this new level of abundance, and they want to communicate with that. They just need to go through their own shadow self of having chosen others over you. Yeah, having chosen distractions over you. That is a huge energy that they need to get through, and they're going to have to do the work. What is the future outcome? Oh, are you kidding me? The future outcome is the Ace of Cups. They want all levels of intimacy with you. This is probably what you, my gorgeous listener, have been asking for: mental, emotional, physical, spiritual alignment. You've wanted all of that. You've wanted the balance, the temperance. You've wanted all levels of intimacy with them, intellectually, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and they had kept you at an arm's length. you've done that the same. You have been on occasion keeping them at arm's length too. But now that you're more conscious about your actions, your behaviors, and the way that you've gone through your experiences, this is telling us that you are creating a whole new reality based on your energy, divine. And your person is now wanting this whole new spice, this whole new energy, this whole new level of intimacy. And they are highly aware that in order to get to you, they need to get to you through their mind, through the conversation, through letting themselves be a little bit more vulnerable, be a little bit more open, and that is how they are going to open you up. That's the cosmos, kind of like sending angel signs and signals that they are doing the right thing, they are taking the right action, because you will be receptive to that. They thought that this connection was dead and gone, but now they're able to see that, well, no wonder you mirrored what they were putting out, because they weren't giving enough. They weren't putting themselves on the line. They weren't being vulnerable. So they are being guided towards a new beginning, because that is basically what you've been asking for without actually having verbally outright said, this is what I want. So it's almost as if they are using their intuition, because of their whole purpose has changed based on what they want, and they are more aligned with you based on what they want. Now, I hope that makes sense. And if any of you resonated with this and you haven't already clicked the like button, please do click the like button, infuse your magical energy into this reading so other people can find readings like this that help us them. And if you aren't already, head over to divinesacredtarot.com. You can find information about the membership channels that we have. We've got personal reading offers. And I'm just sending you guys so much love. Thank you so much for being here, and subscribe if you haven't already. Sending you guys so much love. Bye for now.